And I was extremely pleased with today's practice. That looked like, I say a real practice. But I mean that's speed, intensity, some physicality showed up today with pads. But what I loved is you didn't see guys falling all over the ground. I mean it was, guys were able to keep their feet. Some explosive plays on both sides of the ball. Guys got some really good special teams competition. Challenged our guys with just the intensity of each rep. Now, regardless of what the drill is, I mean it's easy to get excited for a team situation or a competitive drill, but when you work at fundamentals, can you bring that intensity? Can you bring that focus? And I thought we did better with that today. I mean there's mistakes that were made in practice. Guys getting pushing, trying to put them in different situations. Really trying to work the mental aspect of it. But I thought as a whole, I mean both sides of the ball. I mean you saw some really good things. I thought we did a good job in protection with the first group, your offensive line. I thought we threw the ball around really well. I thought our run defense was impressive. I mean, there are a couple plays that you want to see that back and forth, and it was just a good competitive day. I mean, that first day of pads, guys were pushing at a fast pace in practice. Looking at our GPS data, I mean, the work that we're getting per minute is really good, and so I like the push of our players, the challenges that they're embracing. Like I said, we put a lot of installation. Today was a pretty good install, and once again for the third day in a row, it wasn't a chaotic mess. And I know it sounds like but sometimes with as you get early in camp, I mean those things could show up, but they've spent a lot of time studying. It's showing up, and it's allowing us to play pretty fast. So,
would the ability to thud be physical? Is the depth and size of the offensive line even more noticeable in that setting?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I've seen just continue to grow. I mean, you watch Robert Scott is a great example. I mean, he's 25 to 30 pounds heavier than what he played at sometimes last year, and you watch his feet, you watch his movements, you watch the confidence and just what he's being asked to do, and I mean he still has his plays, but that is a big help. And the guys that are made stronger. I like the competition that we have. You look, I mean all three units that we're repping. I mean it's there's some good sized guys like that. Those six young guys. That's going to be fun to watch them grow and develop. Whatever that looks like this year, but going through 3 days and seeing them out there, popping around today. That's I like what we're doing in the trenches. Both sides of the ball was really, really good. I thought you see some of that out of the linebacker group. Tatum flashed. I saw some really good plays. Kalen DeLoach continues to get better. I think Amari, DJ. Omar Graham, Stephen Dix, for the first few days. I mean, I like that group is really starting to emerge as well. So, size, physicality, speed, it's all contributing.
Do you feel like you're starting to see more consistency out of Johnny Wilson?
I mean, he is. I mean, he's getting more confident in what he's doing, and also for the quarterbacks and the time, rhythm and timing, it's the type of offense that there are passing in that we have, and location of balls, understanding where where's our aiming points, and every player is a little bit different. Johnny has a great range. Him, Malik, Kendra, all of them. I mean, you see the quarterbacks starting to get more in sync. I think a lot of the work that we were able to do this summer, even just routes on air and having that intensity throughout the summer work was good. But now, these last couple of days having to go against somebody, and they did their player-led workouts, and that's great. But it's a little different when you got pads on and coaches are out there and you're having to move and operate. But I think you're seeing that. The consistency showing up, but I thought Johnny had a really good day today. I thought Malik had a couple explosions. I mean, that receiving core I think is embracing the challenge of having to win one-on-ones.
To piggyback off of that, when you have some big physical receivers, how important is it to see them use that size and physicality?
No, I mean it's we want to showcase what our guys have, and you take big guys that can run, that can bend, that can change directions. When you're not just asking them to do one thing, they're able to put all those different skill sets on display, but it keeps defense off balance. And what I like about our guys is they're showing the willingness to block. They're fighting hard in the run game, and when you can do that with your size, it tends to put you in a great position to have an advantage whenever you are drop back. You are in the drop back game and able to utilize those skills.
How far has Deuce come since when you got here?
No, it's not. But I knew. I know I said it last year when we got him. Deuce was so young into playing a receiver. He did last year, and you saw the flashes, and that's what I believed in. And then you talk to the young man, and it's his willingness to work. He has got a great work ethic, and he's just such a special human. I think it carries over to everything. He spends so much time in the meeting room. He's come night and day from that. But then even watching some of the finer details in his routes and pad level and all those things, and he's just scratching the surface. We got a real player in that young man, and I'm excited about watching him grow.
Well, there's a lot of examples today of veterans pulling aside younger guys in between reps and talking to them. Is that something you guys see in live time, or is that more? Do you see that in film later? I guess, how do you judge that kind of stuff?
Both. There's times that there's some things that happen on the practice field that you don't always notice until you get to watch film. But then there's things that that show up, just in the moment. And I thought we had a couple of those, that today, whether it was, I like how Jordan's handling himself, and there's some encouragement, some correction, I think Kalen DeLoach is a guy that's really kind of stood out to me. I thought he's a young guy, but Shaheem Brown has he really just he brings the right attitude to practice, and trying to make a positive impact. But we've got a lot of guys that are investing in others. Obviously our defensive line got a lot of leadership and guys. So but I like what I'm seeing.
Got time for a couple more?
A guy like Jarian, I guess when you get a little bit older and younger guys are involved in the program, you can maybe kind of fold. But have you seen a fight and a willingness from him to
Absolutely,
compete?
and we're challenging him. We moved him around a little bit. Put him in a little bit at the nickel position. I like what I've seen from him. Jarian's a very talented young man. It's just. He's played a lot of ball, had some really good moments here, but it's just that consistency. And I think he's grown, he's gotten better, and it's just taking that, the experiences that he's had, taking the, learning the lessons, could trust in his fundamentals, being confident in his skill set because he's very, very talented, and it's the confidence to apply it every play, and that's where I think he's taken some really good strides this summer. He showed some humility into putting in that work and challenging himself, and I think that's a big key in taking those positive steps.
There were some good catches today from the tight end group. I guess, what have you seen through 3 days from that group?
Yeah, I like that group a lot. And you sit there and you look, Cam, and I don't mind telling he's been he's been out for the last few days, but it's really. We're very confident in what Cam's going to bring to this offense, and really these first few days it's been good to almost force those young tight ends into more action. And I felt very confident coming out of the spring of where we were. Being able to add, I know I mentioned immediately, like Terrell Powers, seeing him work, and then watching, today's his first day in pads. This is a high school receiver, and you see him get in there and kind of mix it up a little bit. He's already 245 pounds, so it's about just continuing to develop the strength. But Jackson West, Marquiston, Brian Courtney, very, very explosive. And then you get guys like Wyatt and Preston who have gotten better. And so I like what I'm seeing in that group, and I think it's going to be a group that can definitely help us. But they're just going to continue to work.